Hello, folks. I'm the Red Red, and this is our Adventure Guild, a surprisingly deep tactical RPG with a kind of retro aesthetic that I personally really like. In it, we take the control of the titular Adventure Guild, but rather than wax on too long about it, why don't we just jump right in and see where this little game takes us? A letter. Dear friend, it has been a long time, hasn't it? I always thought about writing to you, but I've never found the courage to do so. How ironic that my very first letter to you would also be my last, because by the time you receive this letter, I will already be dead. Friend, I have a favor to ask of you. It concerns the Adventurer Guild. It has been difficult these last couple of years. It shames me to admit that we have been struggling, and I'm afraid of what will become of the guild now that I'm gone. I fear that without the right leadership, it will cease to exist. That's why I want you to become the new guild master. I know it might be selfish of me to ask this of you, but I ask as your friend, as someone who considered you family. Please don't let our dream die. Former guild master of the Adventurer Guild, and your old friend, Fran. And that's how we end up as the Guildmaster, taking this role on. Because a late friend asked us to. Way to honor his memory. And here are our first three adventurers. Shouldn't be much further from here. If we follow the road, we should be arriving at the guild in no time. Good to hear. This journey has been exhausting. You got us lost several times, and we had to pretty much run from every encounter we came across. Honestly, I'm surprised that we even survived this far. Yes, sorry about that, Guildmaster. We haven't been adventurers for long. Guildmaster. It's still weird hearing that. I guess we didn't really show our best side so far, did we? No, you didn't. Jeez. We really didn't start off on the right foot with our future boss, did we? Time to butter up. I know we haven't been that great so far, but we're still young and learning. I'm sure we'll improve in no time under your leadership. Especially when you're such a handsome... a pretty... good-looking person. Thank you, I guess? What was that stutter just now? I notice I can't tell if our guild master is a man or a woman. What are you talking about? Of course it's a... See, you can't tell either, right? I have an idea. Guildmaster, I've noticed that we never call you by your name. I kind of feel bad about it. It makes everything so formal. Technically, I am your boss, so that seems just right. Yes, of course. But it just doesn't seem right if we don't at least know your name. So, could you tell us? We are Red. I guess there's no harm in that. It's Red. Red, I see. Of course. You still can't tell, can you? No. You think it'd be awkward to ask now? What do you think? For now, let's just keep rolling with it and avoid the use of pronouns. If you're done whispering, I have a suggestion to make. As you said, you're still capable of learning, but I do want to reach a guild in one piece, so here's my suggestion. For the remainder of the journey, let me take charge. I used to be an adventurer for more than half my lifetime, and I'm sure I can bring out the best out of you. I don't think any of us would have issues with that. Good, then follow me. So, what were their names again? Pretty sure they told me. Also pretty sure they told me their life story and traits, which is kind of weird to tell a stranger. Maybe I'll find that info on their character pages. So, yes. 3 adventures. Ridley, here, our defender, has some good endurance, low strength, low dex, low intelligence. Pretty much the only thing he has going for him is his endurance. Scared of fire, scarred by fire, but he's eagle-eyed. which will help his dex growth. See what that takes him. Raphael here, it's bright, but lazy and clumsy. That's not a great mage. And Paula, dubious upbringing, but lucky and a fast learner. She'll definitely go places. We don't have anyone that's horrific, but Paula's easily our best here as we run into our first combat. Oh no, bandits! No need to panic. Bandits really shouldn't scare you. They're like introductory enemies for adventurers. Why don't you come here and say that to my axe? Oh, they look pissed now. Guildmaster. No worries. I still think you can take them on. Let them come to you first and try to use the environment to your advantage. So, the system we use is a AP system. We get 3 generalized AP and then 1 movement AP, which can also be used for anything else. But for right now, we're just going to delay our turn to allow us to act later in the initiative at the cost of rolling lower in the initiative for the next turn. Actually, one thing we can do is we can rewind our movement, so long as we haven't done anything that's going to roll. Ridley's going to attack our bandit grunt here. We also have a crossbowman. Paula, let's get up on this hill. It'll give us a little more accuracy. But the axeman's going to go ahead and block that knife. And Raphael, get in the weeds here so that you can be less visible and light that crossbowman on fire. Crossbowman got behind us and took a shot at Paula. Ridley here is going to get blocked. Paula here can get to the side of Axeman and stab him for a sneak attack. She gets as long as she's either hiding or someone else is already engaged with the enemy. Raphael can finish off the... Actually, don't run out. You can stay in the bushes. And Paula, finish off this guy. Easy peasy. Took a couple of scratches, but not much. And they had a bit of gold on them. Just a little bit. Just continue down this path. Here we get the explanation for skill rolls, which are a d20 plus an attribute. I'll go ahead and... yeah, Paula's our strongest. Ridley is not muscular. Ooh, bad roll. There we are, success. Wait. This place is full of resources we can collect. Collecting resources is an important part of adventuring. We can use them to make our own potions and equipment. So try to always collect all the resources if possible. Sometimes you might not have enough space in your inventory, so try to prioritize what to bring back with you. We're going to do just that. We're going to collect everything here. Here on this first quest, we definitely have the room to take everything. Grab some more flowers, a little bit more wood, some common ores. I see another enemy up there who's going to run straight at us. Damn it. Now we're getting attacked by wild monsters. Beware of that direwolf. It's a quick fellow, I reckon. And I reckon that at your level, you have a hard time hitting it. Do you have any tips? I do. Believe in yourself. Any other tips? I'm being serious. I have seen you fight. You're all stronger than you think you are. Really? Yes. I've hardly seen anyone as talented as you lot. Now, go out there. I'm sure you'll be able to defeat those monsters. Yes, Guildmaster. We will not disappoint you. They really bought that? This whole Guildmaster thing is going to be much easier than I thought. So, bravery here, this third bar here, is a measure of, well, character's bravery. Very moment to moment, comes and goes. And it gets spent. I'm wondering, will we still get the... I'm going to make him bleed again. Yeah, we still get the crit attack even though he's stunned. I wasn't sure about that. Being stunned, he won't get any action. Ooh. Paula. I hope you can get to the woods. Get to the... Yeah. You can't get all the way there, but if you cross over this way, do I want to use our only health potion? You know what? You throw a knife there, you'll kill him. You can see we got a couple of bravery points. That little halo shows up when we do. And that is your turn. Why do you have more AP than I was expecting? I'm not gonna think about it too hard. It's just me miscounting something, I bet. Raphael, that was not a good shot. Ridley, let's go ahead and miss. The wolf. Yeah. Let's spend some bravery points to get this hit in. Ridley's got his shot. Raphael. Little magic missile is much more accurate. That's all that was needed to kill it. Wolf down. Got some blood out of it too. Boar liver, wolf spleen, and some hide. I'm gonna take all of that. Good work, everyone. At this point, you're all probably exhausted. We should camp now to get you some rest. It's important to always know when to take a break and recover. So, camping mechanics. We camp, and we have supplies that we have to carry out into the field with us. There are a few ways to get them out in the field, but I'm going to go ahead and just spend all of this just in case we get into another fight. It is possible. Paula, go ahead and perform first aid on yourself. Ridley, also perform first aid on Paula. Raphael, why don't you encourage Paula? And that'll be the night. You're pretty handy with those daggers. Where did you learn to use them like that? My childhood wasn't the most peaceful. Maybe I'll tell you about it someday. Can't wait to hear it. I miss my bed in the guild. Let's go ahead and collect all the resources out here before we move on. Looks like that's everything. Damn. There are even more bandits ahead and they're blocking the road. Does that mean we have to fight our way through? Not necessarily. Not everything has to end in a fight. We might have other options depending on the situation. Let's see what we can do. Let's see. Ahead of the adventurers were a group of bandits blocking the road. It seemed like they were waiting for their next group of victims. The adventurers could see the bandits slightly outnumbered them. A fight was therefore not in their best interest. The party remembered what their guild master said to them and started thinking about alternate ways to get past him. We could lure them away. We could pretend to be we could pretend to be bandits and walk through them. I think I want to try to threaten them. Paul here, most threatening. Yeah, there we are. Paula suggests that they should walk towards the bandits confidently. She argues that if they seem intimidating enough, they might just let them through without a fight. The others agree to the plan, and together they walk towards the bandits. As the party approached, the bandits appeared taken aback by their lack of fear. Paula adopted a fierce expression on her face, hoping to intimidate the bandits. The bandits huddled together, murmuring in hushed tones, seemingly considering the group's approach. The adventurers were already amidst the bandits and just continued walking. If the bandits wanted to attack, then this was their best opportunity. However, surprisingly, the bandits just seemed to let the adventurers through without doing anything. It seemed like none of them had the gut to attack. The guildmasters silently asked themselves, how did that plan work? So Paula gets some bravery. That is direct bravery, which I don't think I've seen another source like that. But still, nice. Go ahead and lockpick it. We don't need to use the key. Paula, you are able to do everything here. Can't wait to receive my share. I know you want to receive your share, Raphael, but this minor dodging goes to Paula. She's kind of carried everything here. Finally, the group reaches their destination. In front of them stood a giant fortress, an old abandoned Empyrean fortress that had been claimed by the Adventurer Guild several years ago. It now acts as a base of operations for the Adventurer Guild. In front of the fortress stands an old familiar face. And that's our first quest. The 3 adventurers we had came and collected the new guild master. We're not allowed to retreat for it. They get a tiny bit of experience. I actually collected a fair bit of gold there. I think that most of that gold was in that last chest, if I'm not wrong, along with some jewelry. Got plenty of things. We get all of our remaining resources. We get it back. They are not used, so they don't get discarded or anything. And we've got some materials with us. Common herbs. What are those? Ruby berries. Mana leaves, plus all of that stuff from the animals, and the wood, and the ores. Oh! Paula's ready for a promotion. She really is the MVP here. Oh, great. It's her. This is Fiola, my friend's wife. She and I have an agreement. I can't stand her. She can't stand me. So you really came back, Red. Fiola, I see you're still here. I was sure by now that you'd be already back in your swamp hut and brewing some children in an iron cauldron. I will like to point out here for a moment, it is Red here. It is our player character that really instigates this. Charming as ever I see. I guess the only thing that grew older is your exterior. I still can't believe you will become the new guildmaster. What was my husband thinking? It's like a nightmare. You can help me get rid of mine by going back to the underworld you call home. And just leave the guild with which my husband has spent his life to raise to somebody I'm sure has done nothing worthwhile in the past 10 years? I think not. You want to go? Try me. Whoa there, you two. We're here to greet the new guildmaster, not start a fight. And who are you? Hello, Guildmaster. I'm Falcon, one of the instructors of the Adventuring Guild. I was asked by Fiola here to accompany her in this meeting, saying that it would be troublesome if the two of you were alone. I didn't quite expect this. Red and I share a history. Red was a friend of my late husband, but the two of us never saw eye to eye. I was just too afraid your gaze would turn me into stone. And wouldn't that be wonderful, besides, of course, the ugly statue that it would spoil the landscape? Geez, no need to underline your relationship before me. Don't we actually have more important matters to discuss? For example, welcoming the new guildmaster of the Adventurer Guild. Congratulations. Although I have to admit this was not an easy position to be in. Fran's letter slightly hinted at that. How bad is it? I don't know how much you have heard, but the Adventurer Guild has been going downhill for some time now. We lost most of our reputation and contacts. All of our seasoned adventurers have left us, and there's not much gold left to keep the guild going. Honestly, it's a mess. That does sound bad. That's why you're here. The former guildmaster was certain that you can bring the Adventure Guild back on its feet. Where do we start? My suggestion would be to start recruiting new adventurers. You can usually find them in tavern. How we pay it a visit right now. And we will do so. Actually, real quick. Paula, let's go ahead and level up. So, I'll quickly explain here. We get 6 stats: strength, dex, intelligence, endurance, wisdom, willpower. Every one of them does a little bit of something. And they also have roles. We saw the digging up the rocks and picking the lock, plus the interacting with the bandits. So it's good to have a mix of skills among all your adventurers. But it's also very good to have adventurers who have just a lot of skills, plus a large variety of skills. So here we're getting Paula. We get the strength almost definitely. We definitely get the dexterity, and we can gain multiple skill points if this is over 100. So I think I'm going to accept this roll. We did get an 85 and a 60 here. Yeah, she's not particularly in need of wisdom or intelligence, so we'll take what we got. Can I have another one? You already had enough, you lightweight. Who are you calling a lightweight? I ain't drunk yet. Sure. Oh, hi Viola. Hi Falcon. Is this... Hello, Tavi. That's right. This is unfortunately the new guildmaster. Unfortunately? Don't mind them. Just introduce yourself. Hello, guildmaster. I'm Tavi, and this tavern belongs to me. This is where all the adventurers go when they need to relax. If you think someone had a hard day, just send them to me and I'll make them drink until they're too intoxicated to even remember why they were sad in the first place. I would have phrased it differently, but yes, sometimes the former guildmaster would buy drinks for adventurers to raise morale. It's actually quite efficient. My advice is to keep that tradition and occasionally buy a drink or two for the adventurer. Anything else I should keep in mind here? As I already said before, usually new adventurers who would like to join the guild also arrive here. In the past, we would get adventurers from all over the world wanting to join us, many who already had made a name for themselves. Nowadays, however, the only people who come here are people who are too inexperienced and too weak to make it on their own. Hey, I heard that. So what? If you have a problem with that, then prove him wrong. That's what I thought. Anyways, we should start looking for an adventure here. At least enough to fill a full party of 4 on a quest. Okay, got it. Hey, how about me? As I said, lightweight. So yes, the tavern. That's exactly what you expected. We will be able to buy people drinks. Right now we are looking for a good priest is best, and we've got one, Donovan here. Wait, hold on. Never mind. Brave, born leader, and pretty. He is going to be... all Donovan really knew about himself was that he was left as a baby on the doorsteps of a church. All that was left with the baby was a letter with his name and a mysterious ring with an unknown emblem. Since then, he was raised by the priests and priestesses in the church as an acolyte. It has been an uneventful but peaceful life, and maybe in another life he would have served his faith for the rest of his life. But Donovan wanted to find his origin and became an adventurer, hoping to find any clue to the mysterious emblem on the ring his parents left him. I wonder if any of that can come up. Anyways, he just has solid willpower. This dude has willpower for days. He is going to be immensely brave. He's already very brave. So yes, Donovan, you are definitely coming with us. Vico, you're a dumb mage. Maya... Actually... No, you're not good enough. Let's see. Brad here. Mia? Ooh. Mia's... Well... No. Talented is great, but she's weak and tiny. So... maybe we... I don't know. We might take her later. Yeah, I'm not seeing anyone here. We've got multiple dumb people here. And Aesthetic is just going to starve himself. Literally does not eat supplies when camping. Which is, good, except for the fact that literally starving themselves. Pessimist probably quit on us. Pessimist, but intelligence and... it is actually pretty good. But no, we don't need to take any more adventures right now. We've got the party of 4. Good. You found a group that is willing to work with you. Congratulations. It's much easier than having to deal with you. So what's next? Now that we have the adventurers, we should be able to do quests again. But before we send the adventurers on their first quest for the Adventurer Guild, we should make some preparations. Usually, the guild provides the adventurers with items for their adventures. A few potions, bandages, antidotes, and etc. Unfortunately, the guild currently has nothing in their inventory. And where do we get more? We still have a merchant here who is selling us his supplies. But he is a bit... Well, it doesn't matter. You'll see for yourself. I don't like how that sounds. Well, I guess it's time for you to meet Mikan. So let's go meet the merchant. This is our supplier. His name is Mikan, a name I'm pretty sure is made up. It certainly is. I see we're already off to a great start. Care to explain? After the guild has started to lose its reputation, fewer and fewer merchants are willing to do business with us. Then suddenly a very suspicious stranger appeared. That would be me. And he offered to become our supplier now that all the other merchants have cut their contact with us. He never showed us his face, never told us where he came from or why he even wants to support the Adventure Guild. So, all the red flags. But beggars can't be choosers, and you, my dear customers, are very much beggars right now. And I'm the philanthropist who is holding you up. So you're doing this out of generosity? Oh, no. The actual reason is completely different from that. But you're not going to tell us. Exactly. You're just as insightful as you look. I mean, even if I told you a reason, how could you possibly know I'm telling you the truth? For all you know, I could just be a big bad evil guy, then this is all part of an unnecessarily elaborate plan to destroy everything you love and care about. Lighten up, Guildmaster. I'm joking, of course. I miss the old Guildmaster. He actually laughed when I told him that. Despite all of that, there was never a problem with the wares McCann brought us. Quite the opposite, in fact. I guess we have no choice but to keep on relying on you then. Thank you, Guildmaster. You will not regret this. Or will you? Just kidding. I like McCann. Let's see, what does he have? Well, first we need that. The potions, some antidotes, some bandages. Those are the required things. We will take another shovel, another key. I will grab these adventure manuals, which will help with leveling our adventures. And I think I'll leave it at that. Go ahead and take off. Now there is still one place left you also need to know of. The temple. Sometimes people get injured and need only time to heal. But time is a luxury we cannot always afford. Yes, unfortunately. But the temple can help us with that. How about we also give it a visit today? We can do that right away. So we have a temple in the Adventure Guild. Are you sure you want to step foot in here? Aren't you afraid of turning into ashes? Of course not. Unlike you, I'm not a faithless heathen. You should be more worried that the gods don't smite you because you defile this place with your presence. I would pray for your soul, if you had one. You too should be more worried whether the gods would be offended by your bickering in this place of all places. Oh, hey Nora. Nice to see you. Nice to see you too, Mr. Falcon. And of course you too, Miss Fiola. If you'll excuse me, I have something to do. She left rather quickly. Hello, Fiola. Hello, Falcon. Hello, Eden. We were actually looking for you. Oh, is that so? Then I'm happy to be here. How can I help? We wanted to introduce you to the new Guildmaster. Guildmaster, this is Eden. He's in charge of the temple here and is also a training instructor for the guild. Eden, this is our new Guildmaster, Red. Oh, so you're Red. Is something wrong? No, it's nothing. I just heard a lot about you. What did Fran tell you? It wasn't the former Guildmaster. It was Fiola. Why are you looking at me? Isn't it obvious that you'd consult a priest if a devil haunts your nightmares? Don't worry, Guildmaster. Of course I know Fiola was probably exaggerating. You seem to be a very touchy subject for her. I don't even want to know. You really don't. Moving on. As we told you before, sometimes adventurers will need to be sent out again before they're ready. In those cases, eating can help us. Usually, healing magic is only capable of giving temporary relief. When adventurers use healing magic or healing potions on the field, they will still need to recover naturally when they come back. But we priests from the church... I don't believe I've actually read this word aloud before. Ganenta. But when we priests from the church Ganenta are specialized in the heart of heal... That tripped me up so much. Let me recover. But we priests from the Church of Ganenta are specialized in the art of healing and are capable of a ritual that can forcibly recover all injuries. I'm familiar with that process. It's not a great feeling. Unfortunately, it isn't. Having the body mend itself is a rather painful process. Therefore, it shouldn't be used too often. Otherwise, your adventures will be less than thankful. So yes, healing is... It's good to get people back in the fight, but you don't have to strap me. I won't run, really. It's just a scratch, really. It does work against their morale. Now we should have everything ready for the adventurers to start their first official quest for the Adventurer Guild. For now, the quests we get aren't much, but hopefully when our reputation starts to get better, there will be more and better paying quests available. From here on out, the future of the Adventurer Guild is in your hands. Don't screw this up. And so yes, we will accept our first quest since becoming the Guildmaster, technically our second quest, next time. If you've gotten here to the end, thank you for watching. Leave a like and a comment. Go ahead and say if you want a adventurer named after you, go ahead and tell me what you want. There will be plenty, and while I don't want any of them to die, it is possible it might happen. I'll do my best to prevent it, but if you want to watch the next episode, make sure to subscribe, click the bell icon to get notified, all those things that help the channel, you know. It's my first Let's Play. My first video of my first Let's Play here on this channel. If you would do anything to help, I'd very much appreciate it. And I'll see you next time on our Adventurer Guild.